Post-pandemic, maybe we will continue to see more demand for digital content. That's great. But can audiences be trained to pay for that content? Remote work may be here to stay. Many workers love it. But if people disperse to smaller towns around the country because they're untethered from a physical office, will the economies of big cities and the museums that serve them be gutted? Foundations and major donors are accepting their responsibility to play a role in financial reparations for racial justice. That's only right and proper. But will that pivot towards justice also entail a pivot away from basic funding for the arts and culture? Despite these challenges, I believe that museums will survive and thrive to the extent that they build themselves into the essential infrastructure of our communities. And we have demonstrated in the past year how well suited we are to fill that role. Museums have gone above and beyond their traditional boundaries to, for example, assemble and distribute free art kits to communities, like the Crystal Bridges Museum of Art did. Raise and distribute produce to local food pantries. Many museums did this. This is a photo from the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society. Provide free meals to area residents, as did the Aspen Art Museum with their Lunch for Locals program. Open their buildings to students needing space and resources for pandemic classrooms, like the Billings Farm and Museum in Woodstock, Vermont. Even serving as vaccination sites, as did the American Museum of Natural History. Check out the 5-foot-long Band-Aid on the giant whale. So, yes, there will always be a core audience who cares deeply about museums' specific mission, whether it's conservation or art or history or teaching people about the natural world. And museums will always be destinations for casual tourism and entertainment. But when museums contribute significantly to myriad aspects of public life, when they help build racial equity on a local and national scale, when they're part of the safety net caring for the most vulnerable, when they play an essential role in education, when they serve as a go-to source of trusted information, when they step up to care for their communities in a time of crisis, that, to me, is the new stable business model for the field as a whole. When people know that their lives, their communities, and the nation would be poorer and more broken without museums, individuals, businesses, donors, and the government will make sure museums endure to serve future generations.